So you see, in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's always a bunch of staples I always recommend everyone to have because they're always good. I mean, take a look at Ash, Infinite Impermanence, Nibiru, Call by the Grave, Triple Tactic Talents, and Evenly Matched. These cards will pretty much never suck for a full year straight. And they're also a pretty good investment because they usually age really well over time. With that said though, there's an interesting set of cards that's been doing pretty well historically that people are kind of forgetting about. I am talking about the trio of monster stealing cards. They're all level 3, all have the same stats, and they pretty much all steal monsters, except that the only difference is that they steal different kind of monsters each. And these 3 monsters are Electric Virus, Marion Might, and Puppetland. The most popular monster here is Electric Virus, as it steals machines or dragons, and of course we can all agree on the fact that they're broken. I mean, I can easily think about so many machine or dragon decks that's been good recently. The last time we saw Electric Virus being really good was when it was stealing Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss against the Danger Thunder deck. That monster only negated cards on the field, so obviously it would be a way to negate Change of Heart, Mind Control, etc., even though Change of Heart didn't exist, but Electric Virus was, the perfect loophole. And then after stealing the Hot Red, you could also negate the Colossus and jump over something, so you would be breaking the full board with only 1 card. Their counter to that was to bounce back their own Hot Red with their Seal. Yeah, that's a nice deck you got there. But again, since you're not putting any cards on the board, you're also playing around a lot. These cards are of course monsters, not spells, so you're playing around anti-spell. Whereas again, with Change of Heart and Mind Control, you're losing big time to that card. And of course, in a world where you can play around these floodgates, why not do it? But yeah, Electric Virus of course is old and gold, but how about the other two? Marion Might is actually seeing play against Unchained right now because it steals Fiend or Zombie monsters, and the Unchained monsters just all happen to be Fiend. And even the extra deck monsters that they're going into are also Fiends, so if you can steal them, then it's even better. As a matter of fact, if you attempt to steal their Caesar with the Marion Might, they're going to have to chain the escape to destroy themselves. So I'm using 1 card, and then you're destroying your own Caesar, and you're destroying another one of your cards, and you're also getting rid of your trap card that pops one of my cards. Yeah, that's free real estate, I'll take that any day of the week. And then of course they're going to be using so many monster effects that'll trigger a Triple Tactic Talents, and you're going to be breaking the board super easily after that. Either way, Marion Might might very well be the strongest board breaker against Unchained, which is also the reason why it's a 3 of in Jesse's side deck. And he went undefeated with Unchained, so I think he kinda knows what he's doing. Again, it technically has a worse effect than Change of Heart, but again, it's a really safe card to play in a world where people play anti-spell. Oh, and by the way, not to mention that if you play something like Small World, you could actually search this card. So unlike Change of Heart, which is kind of like a one-of, you can actually play 6 copies of Marion Might. That's kinda nice. Oh, and again, the beauty about these monster-stealing monsters is that they're not a hand trap, so you're not going to be losing to Triple Tactic Talents. Because, you know, if you're relying on cards like Ash or Skullmeister to prevent your opponent from setting up, you might actually lose out. But if you're not doing anything, then your opponent's Talents and Thrust will also not be doing anything, and then 1 board breaker might just be enough. At the end of the day, you always have to choose between safety and reliability, or high risk and high power level. But the beauty about these cards again is that they're a perfect middle ground between these two. And they also offer you a little bit of versatility because they also cover 2 types. So I don't know, if there's a zombie deck popping out of nowhere, Marion Might could also be good against them. Same thing with Electric Virus, it also steals machine monsters. Anyways, the third and final monster is Puppetland, and it's actually the least popular out of the 3. It steals warriors and spellcasters, so on the surface it looks really broken, but it does have some flaws. Warrior decks usually always end on monster negates such as the Gearfried, so if you're trying to steal one of their monsters, it's not gonna work. And against the Infernoble deck, they also have a bunch of equip spells so that they can make their monsters untargetable by card effects. Against spellcaster decks though, it could actually be pretty decent. Let's just say that your opponent has a Secret Village and a Winda. Because of the Secret Village, you can't use cards like Talents or Change of Heart or Mind Control, but you can still use Puppetland. So now that you stole your opponent's Winda, you now have a spellcaster monster on the field and you can finally start using your spell cards. And you also got rid of Winda being a really annoying threat because now that it is on the field, you can actually out it a little more easily. This is one of several examples where this card could be good. But again, the whole point of this video was to raise awareness of the existence of these 3 cards. Every single Yu-Gi-Oh player that plays competitively should own 3 copies of each of these cards because we never know when they could actually go up. Anyways, that's all I had for this video, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.